So welcome. Thanks for joining me today. Claudia is off today, so I apologize that she won't be able to help us out today. Normally she would be doing these trainings and doing the Spanish training as well after this one. So that won't be available today, but I will be here. My name is Kara Triestad. I am the communication specialist for the City of Northfield, and I work mainly on the back end of the community events calendar. It's through a service called Localist, so I might refer to it as Localist at some point. So just so you're aware that that is the community events calendar that we are talking about today. If you have any questions during this at any time, you can, chime in at any time and interrupt me. There's no problem with that. And if there's anything you want me to go over, please let me know that as well. So Jody, if you wouldn't mind just introducing yourself and how you're involved with the community events calendar right now.
Yeah, I'm Jody Beach. I'm the Community Engagement Coordinator for Rice County Habitat for Humanity.
Great. And have you used the community events calendar at all?
No, I've tried a couple of times. I've submitted some events and twice, and they have been denied, and that's why I'm here, because I can't kind of figure out why I keep getting denied.
Okay. Sounds good. So we'll go over that. I think the main reason is probably the photo description. That's been the main reason why we've rejected any events. So we'll go over that a bit and give you a better idea of kind of what we're looking for with that. There are some other features that I do want you just to be aware of, so I'll share that with you. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can share my screen. So we'll start here. So this is the main page for it. As you can see here, we did add this subscribe to a weekly event email bulletin. So if you're interested in receiving that, I can show you kind of what that looks like here.
I'm already signed up for that one.
Oh, you are? Okay.
So I get emails on Mondays, right? They come out, or Fridays, I can't remember.
Yeah, we send them out on Fridays at 10 a.m.
Okay, yeah, so I've been getting those.
Great. So yeah, so basically what it shows you is we'll pick kind of a featured event, usually something that has a good picture. So this is kind of another reason you might want to have a nice picture to go with your event, just as a added incentive. But then it lists events coming up for the weekend. And then at the bottom, we might have more information about an upcoming training. And now we're adding the submit to NPB. So Northfield Public Broadcasting, which is our local government and public access channel. So at any time, if any of your events, if you're recording any of your events, you can certainly, and we encourage you to submit the video to NPB so we can replay that on the cable channel 180 or online on the NPB website. So as another service to you, just be aware that that's available, and we certainly encourage you to submit videos if at any time you have an event that's recorded.
Okay, so that's a really interesting thing. I have something kind of important coming up on tomorrow. Yeah. It's Wednesday tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So it's coming up tomorrow that I will probably be taking some videos for, and then so it shows up on Charter Spectrum channel 180 in yep. Northfield. Yep. So how do I know once I submit the video? Will it tell me like what time or how you get that? Or
yeah, so Sam Temple is our station manager, and he's the one who schedules everything. Within this MPB website here, let's see if I can open a new tab and show you that. See if we can get it up. So you'll see here, here is the schedule of the channel. So you can see the upcoming times for what's playing, but the video will also be available in perpetuity within MPB. So down here, you can, the recently submitted videos will be, down here, but you can also search for videos as well on the site.
So does this play only in like Northfield city limits?
Yes. So, and I don't know exactly where those borders are because that's through Charter Spectrum and they're not, and I'm not really sure where those borders are for them, but yes, within the Northfield area.
Okay.
So. And then this website obviously is available to anybody with internet access. So we do publicize that quite a bit. So if people don't have cable, which a lot of people are, cutting the cord, this is still available online.
Okay. So yeah. So you could do like a link to your video through this website, like on your social media or your website or something like that.
Yeah.
Or send it out in an email. You could send out the link.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so the other thing I did want to show you before we get into the actual events is when you're logged in, you have your little kind of picture and profile, and then there's a menu under this. And the one thing I did want to show you is this dashboard. So this is kind of your own personal dashboard here. So it gives you some options and some things that you can do. You can build your own email digest. So similar to the Friday email, you can go ahead and select whatever categories of events you want to get notified on. So you can totally customize if you want to get notifications about upcoming events, what events you're getting notified on. So that's kind of handy. And then also you can embed the widget on your own website if you so inclined are so inclined to do that. And then below here, it gives you your activity feed of, events that you've submitted and events that are pending. So that'll give you an idea of something that's still being worked on. And then there's also these other tabs up here. So this might be just something to be aware of, and maybe you want to kind of take a look at that a little bit closer. Because I don't think a lot of people are kind of aware. All right, so submitting events. So there are some event guidelines. And I have that. Oh, maybe I didn't. Let's open this up just a second. You can take a look. So for the main part, all events that are public events within Rice and Dakota County are available on this community calendar. So sporting events and school events, bar and restaurant specials that they're having. If they're having live music there, we do encourage that as well. There are a few events that aren't allowed, and those are more of the personal events and then political activities. And so once your event is submitted and approved. If there's any changes to it, you can go ahead and change that yourself. And we do encourage you to do that if something were to change within your event. Down at the bottom of the event, they'll say something like, you know, edit event, and then you can go in and change it how you need to. So back to the submission form. So there are only a few things that are actually required through the system. One's going to be the name, obviously, and the description. The status here tells you if it's alive, canceled, or postponed, sold out. So this is where if something were to change in your event, if something were to happen and it, you know, it was going on and now there's bad weather, or maybe it's a ticketed event and it's sold out, you can go back and edit your event and then change the status of that. So the other main thing is going to be the start date. So every event will have to have a start date. Let's see, October. So there are many ways to kind of put this in. You can type it, you can buy the numbers, you can spell it out. Down here at the summary is where it's going to tell you kind of what it's getting from you. So just make sure that that's correct. And then you're going to add it to the schedule. Now, if it's a recurring event, you can set that up, and there's, you know, many different ways to set that up. And then you want to give it an end date here. So until a certain date or until a certain number of times have happened, and then go ahead and put that number in there. So let's say it's 12. So once I get kind of this stuff filled out, this summary will populate. And that's what you want to check to make sure that looks okay. If it does, then that's where you want to hit add above to schedule.
Okay, I get all that. So I think I got denied because of my photos. They kept saying my event wasn't all inclusive or something like that.
Okay, yep. So the other thing I'll just point out here is the location. You can start typing a location. Let's see, like, okay. And then it'll, you know, suggestions will pop up. We have populated a bunch of locations within Northfield. Mainly, I think all the schools, parks, churches, event centers. They're all populated within it. So if you want to select that, the address will automatically populate, so you don't have to type that in as well. So for the photo, it's going to be kind of your main issue that you've been having. You do want to select a good photo, like a photo that describes, that shows your event well, I guess is a good way to put it. And then you do want to give it a good photo description, because we are trying to be as inclusive and accessible as possible. So up top here, we have some photo tips for you. So it's best to avoid text in your photo. So if you have like a flyer or something, that's probably not the best photo because it'll have text. You can use text, but you'll have to include that text into the description of the photo. So this is for somebody with like vision impairment. If they can't see very well, or they can't see the website at all, they will still get that information that is within that photo. So like this says, an easy rule of thumb is describe the photo to someone who couldn't see it. So if you imagine like closing your eyes, and then how would you describe what you're seeing to somebody else? And it doesn't have to be very long, but it does have to give somebody a good picture, mental picture of what that photo is.
Okay, so let me ask this.
Yeah.
The two events that I tried to submit were fundraising events for Habitat for Humanity in Rice County. And one was at Chapel Brewing, and the next one was at Keepsake.
Yep.
So I think I tried to submit a photo first off, because I didn't know these rules, with our flyer that showed our logo and it showed Chapel Brewing.
Sure.
And that got denied. And so I can't remember if I tried again. I think I did, and it got denied. So if I was to do this again, it's like, I don't want to do a photo just that shows Chapel Brewing, because it's really a fundraiser for Habitat for Humanity.
Yep.
The location's Chapel.
Yep.
So what could I have done differently for this photo?
Yep. So I would say if you, like, for example, if you have a flyer, usually whatever photo is on that flyer is usually what the photo you want to use for this. I would say if you just have a good photo that shows Habitat for Humanity or people building houses or something like that, or if you have a photo of a past fundraising event, that would be a good photo. And then just make sure once that photo was uploaded, you're adding a photo description to describe that photo.
Okay, so for example, if I would have used a photo, that's something that describes Habitat, because again, I don't want to use, I think I tried to use a photo that Chapel had, of just like one of their glasses of beer or something like that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't want to promote that this is Chapel. Like, so if I was to do this again, I would probably then try to find a photo of either someone trying to build on one of our Habitat houses, or a homeowner receiving their keys for Habitat. So something like that. So it would be Habitat. Okay, I got it. And then the description for the photo would be like, let's say I put up a photo of one of our volunteers building a house. That's the photo. They have a hammer in their hand and they're building a house. What would be the description for that then?
So you could say, like, volunteer building a house with a hammer. I mean, that would probably suffice. If you want to, so a good thing to kind of keep in mind as well with photo descriptions is kind of conveying the emotion too. So something that's not quite as literal works as well. So if it's like a sunny day, or how far along they're in the building, if they're happy, some of that is a good description too. But if it's just Habitat for Humanity volunteer wielding a hammer to help people build their home, that would be an apt photo description.
Okay. Okay.
Does that make more sense now?
Yeah. And I think now I know why, like, I was denied, because then I tried to do it once I couldn't get it for Chapel. I tried to do it for Keepsake. And again, I think I put in like our whole flyer showed our logo next to a picture of Keepsake.
Sure.
But next time I think I'll do more of just us. And the location is Keepsake Cidery.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's a good way to go.
Okay. I think I get it now.
Yeah. Because as you can see, if I go back to kind of the main page here, We'll kind of ignore these library events. They're not probably the best example, but like this dress fundraiser, great picture. It gives a good example of what the event is about. It's really focused and it doesn't have any text. So all the text is kind of below, it's within the system itself. So if somebody were to have assistive technology to help them see this website, they're still getting all the information that they need. So all the, like the name of the event is, within the system, the locations within the system. So that photo description is really just describing what's in that photo. So they get that information, which they can't get because they can't see it, right? So
what happens if you click on that? Can I see what they did for their photo description?
it won't really show on the front end here, I don't think. So this is more like if you were to have it, assistive technology, it's sort of on the back end. And they hear that. That is like their computer will talk to them and tell them what that photo description is.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. So I think that's probably kind of the hard part for people who don't use it to kind of understand that that's on the back end, but people who do use assistive technology, they can hear that information.
Okay, and you can link your website, it looks like.
Yep.
Hashtags. And then that's the description that they wrote for the event, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Yep. And then further down, you've got those different things that you can click on. Okay.
Yep. And you can choose multiple things for, multiple event types, multiple topics, whatever your event kind of falls into, you can select more than one.
Okay.
So yeah. So yeah. So the map you can add to calendar, you can say you're interested in it. So yeah.
Okay. I think I get how to fill out the whole form. I think now that I understand the photo part of it, maybe I will be able to get my events posted then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how many people are subscribed right now to getting like the newsletter?
I think we have about 60. So right now we've just been taking it from people who have submitted events. And we recently just put on, this link on the front page for people to sign up. So that's about how many people are what we consider kind of admins, like have submitted events. So, but we hope to grow that, obviously. So yeah.
Yeah. So how are you promoting this community events calendar?
So kind of our normal way, we have put out like a press release. So that goes out to Kim Radio and Northfield News. We have it on like our kiosks. So the kiosk at 6th and Division, we have it on NPB, the circulated kind of slideshow thing there. We periodically make posts on our social media sites. We have links on our website, and we're also getting the word out to other organizations. So with those 60 people, we're telling them, please, one, submit your events, but then also share that this is a place for people to find it as well. So,
okay.
Yep. And we're continuing to work with other organizations to get them on board, because we know this is a need for the community, and this has been a big ask for many years. So
I mean, it's a great way to really promote the events in Northfield. Hopefully more people will start to sign up for the newsletter, and more organizations are posting on here, so people are really interested.
Yeah. Yeah, that's our goal, is just to continue to grow the use of it, because we know know there's a need, and we know it's a really good resource for our community. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I am also a Northfield Chamber ambassador. And one of the things that I would suggest is, seeing what the chamber can do to help you promote this. I mean, this must be coming from the city of Northfield itself, correct?
Correct. Yep.
So like there are morning mingles or afternoon, events that you can invite the public and you can really talk about those things.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It's actually.
Yeah, or the chamber does the email blasts out to everybody. So they have a really large, email base. I think have I seen it on the email blast, or have I seen it in an email?
I think we've had it in the email blast before. I don't know if it gets lost in kind of their other events that they have posted within that, but yeah, I think I've seen it within their emails.
Yeah. Have you done any like actual hard copy flyers or anything like that just will go out to the businesses or anything like that?
Yeah, over the summer we had a great intern that helped us out. We made a little almost like a postcard size thing with the website, and we did hand them out to every business downtown. Yep.
Yeah, so that's great. So hopefully it'll just keep growing and growing and growing.
Yep, that's our wish and our goal. Yep, we're working to get that. Yeah.
Okay, so is there anything else? Because I have an account. I'm getting the newsletter. I think now I understand the whole photo thing. I think that's why I keep getting denied.
Yeah.
So I'll fix that part of it.
The other thing I'll just mention here is the ticketing. So if you do have an event that requires a ticket, either like a registration or a payment, you can link it. You can link to your own ticketing site, or if you don't have one, there is a ticketing feature within this community calendar. So if you ever want to use that, we can talk about that more and set up an account. So.
Okay, that's good. So these events can only be in the Northfield like proper area, like Dundas or something like that, because like Keepsake is officially in Dundas.
Yeah, so we have this open to kind of any location within Rice County and Dakota County.
Okay, so we're building right now in Faribault. So if we do something down there in Faribault, have another fundraiser, say at like 10,000 drops or something, I could post it on here.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. I think we've had a few for Faribault events. I think Shattuck St. Mary's had something posted at one time, and the Paradise Theater down there has posted some of their plays. So yeah, definitely. So
Okay, good.
I think that's all I had kind of on my list to go over. Do you have any other questions?
I can't think of anything right now. I mean, you have the link to the NPR. Is that what you call it? NPR, right?
MPB. Yeah.
MPB.
MPB.
Do you think KYMN would ever do something like a link on here at all? Or, I mean, radio is kind of harder, but.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we work pretty closely with Kim Radio on certain things. So you never know. There might be a possibility there as well.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. I think I get it now.
Great. So I'll look for your events coming through, and we'll get that approved and get that up there.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thanks. If you have any questions at any time, feel free to email me or call me. I think you have my number, so.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, great. You have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.